Hello, this is a third slides that I am going to talk about the defense system in our body. I have already discussed about the three different layers of defense mechanism in our body, in the innate system and as well as in the acquired adaptive immunity. So, in fact, our body has different layers of defense mechanisms. So in this slide I would like to show you what are the different organs present in the different layers. Okay, so you have to be very careful what are the different organs we see in the first defense layer, then what are the different cells or the organs involved for the second defense layer. Then we will also see the final third defense layer with two different cells. So still what I'm trying is I'm trying to make out that you understand very clearly that our body has got three different layers of defense organs and defense mechanism. In the case of any microbes that enters to our bodies are well designed to fight against any germ that enters. The first layer of defense organs is you have the nose from where the pathogen can enter. We have the mouth from where it can enter. We have the anus from where it has entered. You have urethra from where it can enter. And we have got a certain very vulnerable areas like groin regions, armpits. All right, these are all the time exposed. Eyes, your eyeballs, ears are some of the very much exposed organ to the outside world, which means we always expect that there will be some microbes that comes contact to our that organs, and how our body manages to control entry of such germs. In the first line of defense, like tears in our eyes, if any microbes comes to our contact to our eyes, there is a secretions of tears, and this helps actually to wash off all those microbes that enters to the eyes. If it is on your mouth, if it is in the mouth, and there is again lot of saliva productions, and if it enters from the mouth, then again still there is a what you call mucosal lining on your respiratory gut, and also there is an esophagus. There is a lot of mucus, and that traps the microbes. Similarly, if it is on your nostril, then there will be lot of cilias that helps to uh, push them out of your nose. So that is the first layer of defense. Then the skin, other parts of the body, we have the skin which will really protect us from the entry of any germs. Now, in case if it has entered along with the food, when you eat sometimes wash things, sometimes we don't wash. Even if you wash, there will be a lot of bacteria and germs, and it enters along with the food. Such thing can be controlled by the certain chemicals that is present on your stomach. Sorry, the pH in your stomachs, they control the microbes or even kill them. So that is one advantage of acids in your acid production in your stomach. The other thing is in the large large intestine has got a normal flora, meaning a lot of germs, bacteria particularly, that lives on the large intestine. Now in case if there are foreign germs that comes here along, these normal flora will attack and then just destroy it. So that is one of the advantages of having those beneficial microbes in our uh, s- large intestine. The last one is the many of the microbes that gets into from the urethra or from the anus is gets washed off when these waste materials like urine and then the fecal matter that pushed out of our body. So that's the reason that we need to wash our body, keep ourselves clean. If you don't clean, just pushed out, and then this may re-enter again. So this is why it's very important. So these are the different organs involved in the first layer of defense, and these are the different protections that it gives. You can read through. It is very simple how the skin protects, and what are the skin has different layers, okay, and then how it gets built up. Okay, then mucus, how the mucus helps actually. That's the when you get up early in the morning, you cough, and there is some of the mucus that comes out of from your uh, esophagus, uh, passes, sorry, uh, lungs pipe, the trachea, and that comes out, and then you can throw it because that means that has contained a lot of germs, all right. So mucus are like tears, saliva, urine, germs, any kind of thing that pushes out. So that is what you'll have to understand here. It traps and then pushes out of our body. Now coming to the second line of defense is, in the second line of defense there are certain group of cells involved that you need to keep in mind. There are also a protein. So first one is defense cells like phagocytes, neutrophils, and macrophages. So when we say phagocytes are of two types, neutrophil and macrophage. These are the two cells which directly engulfs or eats the foreign particles that enters to our body. Eosinophil that kills the parasites, particularly like a virus. Eosinophils directly go and then destroy. So eosinophil is another uh, uh, immune cells, and natural killer is the third cells, which is again it acts on the invading microscopic organisms. So these are the four different cells: neutrophil, macrophage, eosinophils, and natural killer cells are involved in direct destructions of foreign particles. Now there are also proteins, two different types of proteins. Interferons, which we talked already yesterday. If you remember, please, this is to recall again. Never, don't forget this. Interferons is a protein. It is because of the viral attack. When the virus has attacked, person will smell badly. This is because the virus, when the virus attacks, there will be all the body cells produce interferons. Interferons is an indication that it is viral attack. All right. So these interferons actually helps to communicate the one cells to another to inform that cell got infected. There are also other chain of proteins that are useful to bring the phagocytosis or stimulate the or activate the another cells to inform that some cells is being infected. So these complementary or the complement system, this is called complementary proteins, or totally they bring complement system. Okay, this is a protein, and these protein in fact act as a cascading signaling molecules at times. So interferons is directly attacks complements, this will become signaling molecule, as well as it will also attacked. Okay, and lot of complement molecules are seen on the inflame during the inflammations. Now this is very important. What is inflammation? Inflammation is a simple the injured parts or infected parts, where you will see there is an appearance of red, heat, swelling, and pain. Initially, if your fingertip is squeezed by a certain hard things, and then you will feel pain, then it will become red, all the blood will circulate and move into it, and then it becomes swells and becomes bigger because there is accumulations of WBC, neutrophil, macrophage, eosinophil, killer cells, interferons, complements, all has come around to actually control this infection. Even if it is injured, this all thing happens, and then ultimately it will go back if it is not an infection. So this is called when it is has become red, and then temperature has gone up, and then it has swelled up, and then there is a pain. This will happen for a day or so, then slowly it subsides because this is not an infection. If it is not an infection, it will subside. If there is an infection, it will go on for some time. So this is how the inflammation happens. You even whole body gets fever. So that is called inflammations. Now inflammations also associated with a significant increase in temperature, and this is body temperature rise up. This normally happens when the bacterial infections happens. When the bacteria is infected you will have a fever, and high fever, and without any injury, right? Now this is an example of how inflammations happen. Just look at this. When the nail has pricked in, and there is germs enter inside, and because of the germ there are a lot of WBC, phagocyte, neutrophil, eosinophils all got into the sites, and then it tried to kill all those bacteria and subside back to normal. Similarly, macrophages, when that they destroy the foreign particles, this is a foreign particles, it enters from up. You just look at this blue one, and here these all kind of phagocytes comes, and then attacks this, destroy it finally, and then this get discarded out. So this is a macrophagic actions of any neutrophil, macrophage, or any other dendritic cells. Okay, then the third layer. Now let's look at the third layer. In the third layer there are two different types of cells involved. There are two different types of cells, and these cells are called lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are of two types, B and T. The B and T cells brings a third layer, defense layer. First layer could not protect, second layer could not protect, then finally these layers becomes very active if the germs has entered through all two different layers and reached to the third layer. Now once these two cells gets activated, what happens? If B cells gets activated upon the entry of the foreign particles or the antigens, produce antibody chemicals. Okay, produce antibody, which is a chemical. These antibody destroys the foreign particles. So B cell itself do not directly involved in breaking down the foreign particles, but it produces antibody, and these antibody destroys the foreign particles. Now T cells. T cells is also called the cell mediated cytotoxic. The other one is B cell is humoral. Humoral meaning it produces chemicals. Okay, and T cells is cell mediated cytotoxicity, meaning these T cells involve directly destruction. It will try to destroy. So what happens is, when the T cells gets activated, when it is being informed that some cells got infected, T cells get activated when there is a presence of T cells or some helper cells. These T cells directly move to the infected cells or the foreign particles. It will try to destroy it along with itself. So this is called cytotoxicity, meaning it itself gets destroyed in the process of destroying foreign particles. So cell mediated and humoral immunity. Please careful about these two terms. Now humoral is Humoral is production of antibody, that is in chemical, and cell immune response or cell mediated immune response is cellular response. It is also called cellular response, where the T cells is being activated by the presence of infected cells or the foreign particles, and it will directly go and attack the infected cells or the foreign particles. Therefore, this is called cell-mediated immune response, and this is humoral immunity. Okay, so this is very simple, where you will see the foreign particles come into the body, and as a result B cells will try to produce a lot of antibodies. See there, these are Y shapes are all antibodies. Once these antibodies are produced, it will try to go and attach to the foreign particles. These green ones are foreign particles. It will attack these green, it will just attach to it and destroy it finally. So and once it is being infected, these will go, the macrophages will come and engulf all these particles. These B cells will also keep a memory. In case, in memory meaning it will try to produce another cells as a memory cell, and it will be stored for future. In case there is a subsequent attack by same virus or same particles or the same germs, these memory cells will produce antibody. Look at this blue, and then it will again attack those particles. Okay, and here it looks slightly different, but what I'm saying is this is an second time memory, and this is the first time. Okay, and then of course the action is same, it will destroy, and finally it will be engulfed by the phagocytic cells like neutrophil, macrophages. Cell mediated ones. Now just to show you, this is how the infected cell comes. When there is a infected cells is being known by the T cells, T helper cells, these T helper cells will inform the cytotoxic cells, and these cytotoxic cells indirectly go and then attack these cells along with the virus. So infected cells is being destroyed by the cytotoxic cells or the killer cells. So this is cell mediated immune response. I think I have come to an end. Thank you. I hope this will help you to get more clarified on 3 different layers of defense cells.